For the past 35 years, he's been coaching high schools, New York Mills High School's boys basketball team, and he's coached at Rome Catholic High School before that. He's at New Hartford, and New York Mills, of course, is where he's finishing out his career with a record of 566 wins and 200 losses. His tenure at New York Mills has been incredible, and, of course, this weekend he'll be coaching at the Charity Cops versus Celebrities basketball game, which is a heated event. Mike Adey on the line. Mike, good morning. Thanks for coming on this morning.
You're very welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Listen, first of all, congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I want to ask you, I want to take you back to a moment this past season. It was the Section 3 Class D championship game with a Oriskany. I don't know, under 10 seconds left, 5, 6, 7 seconds left. You called timeout. There was no chance in catching a Oriskany at that time. I'm curious, what did, and it may be private, but what did you say? What was going through your mind at that time? You took a moment with your players at that time.
Well, I just want to say thank you to my team. I knew I was retiring.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I knew I was going to retire, and I just, that was a moment just for us. It really was. It was a chance to tell the kids I loved them one more time.
And you have had the love of these kids. They have played for you incredibly well, and the program you've been able to build there. I mean, that bond between player and coach is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is, and it's why coaches stick around. It's why we go through a lot of things that we go. It's not easy to be a coach anymore. There's a lot more pressure on people from a lot of different sources. Kids are a little bit different, but they love to play the games. So, that part hasn't changed. But a lot of the stuff on the outside is a lot different than it was when I started 36 years ago.
Coach, you talk about the bond. You've been fortunate. You've actually had your son on the bench right next to you for a chunk of that time as coach. Can you talk about that and how that relationship has kind of included basketball?
Yeah, well, as I've said many times before, it's been the best part of the last 18 years because he's been with me for the last 18 years. And we've shared a lot of experiences. But I tell you, when you think about what Brian and I have experienced together, a lot of fathers and sons don't have that.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional here, but this is all kind of still,
I can only imagine. Yeah. Well, I can imagine for him as well. It's really special. Well, let's take it from a little of a chuckle note. It's tough. 35 years ago, you could treat kids a little bit differently, and the parents were a little different. But you can always treat your own son the same way. I mean, you never had to worry about turning to your son and telling him just this is the way it is. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, no, it were a couple times early, maybe, but he really developed into a very good coach. And as years went by, I gave him more and more responsibility. He actually, for the last 10 years, really has been what we kind of call in the business the offensive coordinator, and he's put together a pretty good offense. He's the kind of kid that. I'm a little emotional sometimes on the sideline, as people know that have seen me coach, and he's, always the calm person that, whispers something in my ear that makes a lot of sense, and, do this or do that, or, he's done a great job, and it's really, I never really wanted to coach my son, and actually, I didn't want to do that, because I've seen that happen to other fathers and sons where it didn't really work out. But the coaching part, it's just, I can't really say enough about the experience that we had together, and that's something that we'll share, forever. So that was a great thing.
How have you been able to do this? I mean, you built a dynasty in New York Mills. How do you pull that off?
Well, hard work, sticking with it, getting over some things that, it hasn't been an extremely smooth time at New York Mills. There were some outside influences at times, and there were some inside influences at times, but we always kept our eyes on the prize, so to speak, and wanted to do what was right for the kids. We always knew what the kids needed and what the kids wanted, and it didn't always really mesh with some of the people that were, around New York Mills. But the vast majority of people in New York Mills loved our program, and it's just a matter of every year was a new year for us. We never said, well, we had a great year last year, so we can take it easy this year and maybe not really be as effective. But we wanted each year's team to be a very special experience for that team. So that's the way we looked at it, and I think that way worked out. And the fact that I'm still an old timer at heart, so I think kids love that. I really do. I think kids, the players, like that all the time.
Well, and what has happened to winning? Although Donald Trump seems to be bringing it back to a whole new extreme, what has happened to winning? It's almost like we have to, everybody's got to play. Everybody's got to be included, and it can't be, these are my best 6, 7, 8 guys, and that's what I'm going with. Whatever happened to winning?
I think, a lot of times youth programs do great things, but they also make sure that everybody gets an equal amount of playing time, and I think that sometimes spills over into the high school part of it. Kids have to realize, and I think our kids did. That's why we were successful. That practice was a lot more important than the games, and the hard work they did in the off season, and the work they did on their own. All those things are important, and that's what made the playing time. And if you didn't do the work, you didn't get the time. So our kids understood that, and the fact that we were lucky enough to win games at a pretty good level. Our kids are always hungry to be. We never defended any titles. We always tried to win a title, and I think that was a good thing because they never really rested on their laurels. They always wanted to get better, and they always wanted to prove that they were a good team themselves. So
Well, I have to tell you that I realize you're the coach of the New York Mills basketball team, but I really think you're an inspiration for everybody, whether you're involved in basketball or whatever it is you're involved in life. You've been able to accomplish great things, and I think you're the envy of a lot of people out there.
I really appreciate you saying that. That's nice.
Congratulations on an amazing career. And by the way, don't take any deep breaths here or maybe you should take a deep breath. The Cops versus Celebrity basketball game this weekend, and that gets pretty heated. And you got to win, right?
I got to win. It's my last game. I don't want to go out a loser. So, my team better shape up. And, I know you're close to one of my players, and he better come prepared to play because if he doesn't, he's going to sit on the bench.
Well,
Coach, I'm used to it, but I think you'll inspire me.
Listen. Treat him like you did a kid 35 years ago. Hit him hard.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
Coach.
I'm looking forward to that. Saturday is a really good thing, and it's for a really good cause. So I hope a lot of people will come out and see my last game.
All right, Mike Adey, an amazing career, an amazing man, and we appreciate your time here this morning. Thanks so much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words. I really do. Thank you.
Mike Adey. Pretty amazing career right there. Pretty amazing guy. A lot to learn from Mike Adey. Here's Christine Bellino with an update 719.